Dr. Niko, thank you so much for today. You rocked the house once again at the Ageless Evolution Summit at the Ameswell Hotel on October 11th today. And so, any particular highlights that you had?
So thank you for having me. It went beyond my expectations, and I think for everybody here, all the participants, all the speakers, fantastic speeches, fantastic atmosphere. I mean, the conversations. You know, sometimes we come to an event to see the speakers.
Yeah.
But I think that a lot of knowledge and wonderful things happen in between the speeches or in the party after the event. Because people come together, they ask me wonderful questions in the breaks and now at the end. We managed to go deeper in some of the themes that I included in my speech. So I think this is a great way to evaluate an event. Not just what's happening in the formal program, but what's happening in between. And you actually, exactly, the space in between was fantastic.
Yeah. Well, I really, just to give you a couple compliments. So, you know, I noticed that not only were you keeping people laughing and learning, and obviously, like, when the brain, so the brain increases in retention when we're laughing, which is always a beautiful thing. So thank you for introducing a bunch of, sprinkling in a little humor here and there. But I also really noticed that when things didn't go exactly as planned, in fact, I think there was like an audio video moment where something got unplugged, and you said, maybe we did it on purpose. And you kept the ball rolling, man. I was like, this guy, Dr. Niko, he's got something figured out. I like that. I mean, you're able to bring together like deep intellectual fortitude and a communication style that just opens people up,
right?
And just lets them enjoy the process of learning. And that's just such a gift that you have. It's one in a million. Where did you learn this?
So thank you for saying that. And I have to say that. There is a lot to do with authenticity.
Yeah.
You know, when you address people in a deep level, in an intuitive level, they can understand and spot if you believe in what you are talking about.
Yeah.
There is not just talking points out of a book or in a people-pleasing way that you know that people will like it. It's not about that, that's the surface.
Sure.
I think they recognize the passion, the engagement, the purpose.
Yeah.
And this is what neuroscience taught me. It changed the relationship with my own brain and of course with the people around me.
Yeah.
It helped me uncover what makes me to be human. How my decisions are formed, where is the beginning of my behaviors. And this fascinates me since I was very small.
Yeah.
So I think if I managed to bring out a bit of my passion of discovering what makes us human, if I manage to do this, then this makes me very happy. And I think this is what people recognize.
But your foundation is so different and unique. I was talking to an MD PhD just yesterday, and he said, well, sometimes I get, I don't know how to communicate without it coming off as didactic or like arrogant.
Right.
And okay, like I get that because he's got a lot of deep technical knowledge, but you managed to do the same thing in a way that opens people up and like really gets them to like appreciate the process of learning.
Right.
And that's like that's pretty special.
Again, thank you so much for saying so. And really, this is the best reward for me participating in such an event, especially such an amazing event today. But I think it has to do with focus, right? And again, where your brain gets its reward, it's positive feedback. So maybe this person you were talking to, they get most of the reward, the emotional deep reward, doing the specialized work. My brain gets rewarded both doing specialized work, but also disseminating this knowledge. I receive equal satisfaction, and that's maybe why it's also learning to do it in a better way.
So here's what I hear when you share that with me, is that it's not about you. Like you truly love to give, So it's like if you're enjoying the process of helping others deepen their knowledge, and because everybody's on their own journey, then that's just it feels very selfless. Like. I asked you a question a couple days, or yesterday. I said, I said, who can we introduce you to help your professional endeavors? Because I always want to make sure that we're being valuable, because I recognize, you flew halfway across the world and you're giving us your time. And I'm not going to say it was a trap, right? But I was generally curious how we could help move the needle for you. But you didn't even fall for it. You're like, you know what? I just want to meet fascinating people and get entrenched and involved in wonderful conversations. I was like, damn, that's what's up. So I love that.
Okay.
Anyways,
so much,
it was, you know what it was? It was a reminder for me to not focus on ourselves. If we can stay in this space of being selfless and just wanting to give to other people, they're going to want to give more to us, and then they're going to be lifted up and help other people, other strangers that maybe we don't even know.
And you did it. I mean, the event today was bringing people together.
Yeah.
Different backgrounds, some on stage, some as participants, and you enable this interaction that will make us, one of the amazing things that neuroscience and dealing with the brain taught me is that I cannot improve myself if I don't improve you as well.
Huh. Okay.
And this is amazing because we have a social brain, we are social animals.
Yeah.
And improving alone can only get me up to a point, but improving all of us can really take me up in the sky.
Did you ever watch that movie Into the Wild? It was based on a
Absolutely,
book by not Jack Kerouac.
The music is fantastic. The soundtrack is fantastic. Yeah, exactly.
Not quite death metal, but
right. Still rock though.
This is true. So like the very last line of that book and movie is the character who he dies alone.
Right.
But he has this realization that true beauty and value and experiences are nothing if not shared.
Absolutely.
We
talked a lot today about the beauty of nature and how this beauty of nature connecting with this awesome environment and life around us makes us maybe better people and more connected.
Yeah.
But there is research on, let's call it the neuroscience of awe. Right?
Ooh, like AWE?
Exactly. And what is apologies for my Greek accent, but
no.
But
I dig it.
I think that on the top of the list of what really makes your brain feel awesome and connect and do better, of course it's natural beauty, of course it's art, of course it's architecture, but these are not on top. Top of the list is moral bravery. Witnessing other people doing fantastic stuff for their fellow humans. When you have a first-hand experience, you witness somebody going out of their way to help somebody, either at work or on the street or in family, this creates the feeling of awe, which is stronger than architecture, nature, or bird singing in the morning, which actually proves. And you have to feel it a few times.
Physiologically, what does it do?
So it releases some chemicals in the brain.
Oxytocin, maybe.
Absolutely, that rebalance the way that we see ourselves in the world. First of all, it releases you from stress, lowers anxiety, fills you with confidence and warmth towards other people.
Yeah.
So it works in multiple levels in order for you to be more adaptive and deal with the challenges in life, not alone, with others, because we are social animals with social brain in social species.
It's kind of like the ultimate irony, right? That, like in order to fill ourselves up, we need to fill others up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think this is the beauty of evolution.
Yeah.
And sometimes this is masked.
Is that so we can work together because we're stronger together than we are as individuals?
Exactly. There is nothing in life you can achieve alone. And some people say it's very difficult to collaborate these days, but you collaborate 100 times until you reach the office in the morning, because even when you drive down the street, you have to collaborate with other drivers not to hit each other. So even this is socially enabling behavior.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't click like that, but it's exactly that.
Yeah.
So we are hardwired for collaboration. It doesn't seem like that a lot because we have our own thoughts in our head, which feel very private, that we live an isolated and very secluded life within our own skull.
Everybody is their own hero of the story.
Absolutely, yeah. But maybe even this masking has an evolutionary purpose. Maybe you have to feel that you achieve things for you in order to reach out to others to help you do it.
Yeah,
So this is still a debate, but I mean, if you zoom out, if you're an alien scientist that visit Earth and you study the human species comparatively with other primates, you'll see that actually we're extremely social. But as some in neuroscience claim, it might take us a few hundred years to accept it and to accept it and maybe put it to better use.
Well, one thing that I'd like to share with people is especially like younger students that see our success with the show. It's like, oh, like, you know, can you give us some advice? I always recommend that they put together a database. I guess kind of like what you would call a CRM.
Okay.
But have a column for like the keywords of what they're looking for. So inevitably when somebody comes to you and says, hey, do you know somebody does X or Y or Z? You don't have to think of it off the top of your head.
Right.
Like there's this thing called Dunbar's number.
Absolutely.
Where past like 150 people it tends to get a little foggy.
Right.
But now you've got this resource, kind of like an augmented brain, where you can say, you know what? I've got 5 or 10 amazing humans that I'm going to connect you to. Maybe I don't see any juice from that squeeze.
Right.
But other people will, and then it'll come back to me, and there's this kind of like this positive momentum that goes forward.
That's fantastic advice. So tell me, which was your most enjoyable moment of the day? Or some of them?
Maybe now is a pretty good one.
Hey, you're relaxed now because it all went well and it was a fantastic day, right?
Yeah. You know, when my wife Sandra is like the biggest blessing in my life.
Fantastic.
And I'm a very fortunate guy. And man, when she came up halfway through the show, she had a smile on her face, and I knew that she was happy.
Right.
I was like, okay, wifey's happy, I can be happy.
Fantastic. You
So
see?
I know it's a little bit of a trite answer, but because I'm so connected and just in awe of this woman, like I feel like on some level I can't truly be happy or satiated unless I know that she is.
Absolutely.
And so I'm grateful for this woman. I'm grateful for Daniel shooting this right now, and I'm grateful for you and all the wonderful people. We had almost 500 people today.
Wow.
And so I know that a lot of beautiful relationships were made. Knowledge was created or ingested and shared. And
fantastic.
So
you actually described our social brain in the best possible way. So thank you so much for that.
On accident.
Relational brain,
That's
even
right.
better. We should call it a relational brain.
Dr.
Thank you
Niko,
so much, Nick.
you're the man.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, cool.
Fantastic.
Cheers. All right.